What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So super exciting day today because we are finally gonna get started on building the motor. So in the last videos where we left off when we were doing the shaving and painting the engine bay, I mentioned that we were gonna get started on the motor, but I had to go get the crank repolished because we started the motor build, we got the crank in, and then it just sat after we moved from Santa Barbara, and then ended up getting a little bit of surface rust on the area where the connecting rods go. So we had to take it apart and start over. Basically, they had just gotten started on putting the crank back in, so they got the crank back in again. So it looks like I am going to use the original footage from Santa Barbara, but it's basically going to be a whole montage video from start to finish on the engine build itself. So you guys will see that in a little bit, but I do want to go over some things. So this is my original motor, my 250,000 mile motor. We need to start taking this thing apart because we are going to be using the upper oil pan from this and the oil pan itself too, because it's the Grady oil pan. But we need the upper oil pan of this because the one that came on the motor that we're building right now, we ended up cracking it. So we weren't going to be using that one, and I tossed it. I forgot that I tossed it. So we need to pull this motor apart so we can get that upper oil pan off, get the Grady oil pan off, get the valve covers off, and so on, so we can actually start reassembling the new motor. So I need to take the Cosworth plenum apart. I'm not sure if I'll do that in this video or in the next video. We'll see how far we get with the motor build itself. But yeah, definitely need to take this apart and start cleaning all majority of this up. The only thing that we're going to be using from the timing cover on this is the pulleys and the two cam covers right there. We're going to be taking those off and putting it on the new motor. The timing cover itself, we don't need it because I already have the other timing cover, which is back there, and it's already polished. So let me show you guys that right here. So we already have the other timing cover. It's already polished up. We have the back timing cover polished up as well, and that's going to be going on. We also got like a bunch of more goodies. The rear coolant pipes polished, a bunch of stuff. We have this is the box where everything was in. Right now it's kind of like a mess because it kind of sorted through things. The heads are right there, fully built, ready to go. We got the turbos right here, one's right there. Let me move this out of the way. So the turbos are right here. You got one turbo right there, the other turbo's right there. So they've been in this box this whole time since we moved. So they've been in here for a couple of months. But turbos are fully rebuilt, ready to go. Power steering is right there. I'm still not sure if I'm gonna run it or not, but we'll see. We'll get to that later on. And then right here we have the motor itself. As you guys can see, the pistons are in. So you guys will see more of this later on in the video. But right here we have more of the parts that we're going to be putting on. We have ARP head studs. We have oil pump, brand new oil pump gears from Boundary Engineering. We have chains and tensioners. We have chains and tensioners, a brand new water pump assembly, all the gaskets that we need. Pistons and rods are already in, so I'll show you guys right now. Let me flip this around, show you guys the other end. So right here we have everything already reassembled in the bottom. We already have the main rear seal on here, ARP main studs. We got the billet girdle. Everything's already torqued to spec on this thing with the eagle rods and Wiseco pistons. But there we have it. This is where we're currently at right now. So as they're building this thing, I'm gonna be recording some of the process on it. That's why I don't want to set up a time lapse on them. I don't want to get in their way with anything, setting up a camera or something like that. So while they're building this, I'm gonna try to record some clips here and there as I take my motor apart in the background. But in the meantime, guys, I hope you guys enjoy the little montage video. What time is it?
What, 6 a.m.?
6 a.m. So Rudy just showed up at 6 a.m. and we're about to continue with the motor. So let's get to it. We'll continue with the montage. Well, right now we're gonna do the heads. We got Cometic. That's how it's pronounced, right?
Cometic? Yeah.
Yeah. So we got Cometic head gaskets. We're gonna be putting on the ARP head studs. We'll pull out the heads right now. Let's continue this. All right, so apparently heads are not good just because of, well, I'd rather let Rudy explain it.
Yeah, so if you ever do work on heads, just so you guys know, on pretty much any head, you have these wear indicators on the actual cylinder head. So in this case, there's two issues that we ran into. So on this head, you can see that this, well, I don't know if you could tell by the camera, but this wear indicator still has quite a bit of material left, whereas to this one, basically it's damn near flush, which tells me that the head actually didn't get milled level. So that's a bit of a concern for me to continue. And then the other big thing for me is, so on this head, it's got quite a bit of grooves from when it got cut. And the tough part is, well, when you're able to slide your nail across and it catches your nail, well, that's a big no-no. So essentially when this gets resurfaced, you should see a nice, shiny, even surface, and then any lines or anything that catches your nail or you know, any inconsistency of that sort, it needs to get dealt with, because if you install this, it will fail. So we're gonna end up taking these heads to go get measured, go get checked out, and then possibly be transferring over some parts to a new cylinder head core.
Yeah, you can see it on this one as well.
On that one, we also have scratches as well,
you can see
where we're able to catch our nails. So
right there.
But this one, in comparison to the other one, this one actually has, you know, the wear marks all even. So that's not the problem on this one. It's purely just these scratches here. I don't know if you can tell with the camera, but
yeah, you can kind of see them.
Yeah, but again, that needs to be smooth surface, clean, and it all needs to be even. So that one, I think we're gonna end up replacing, because this is too much of a difference, man.
Yeah. So what Rudy's saying is that the machine shop that actually did this one, they probably like left it at an angle, and that's kind of what probably happened there. So they're not even in business anymore, which says a lot. So yeah, so we're gonna be taking the heads off the original motor, and we're gonna take off all the new parts on this from this head and swap them out. And since, I mean, while we're at it, at least for me in my case, just for my peace of mind, we'll probably end up redoing both the heads from that motor and just take off all the new parts that we put on these, since they were never mounted. So that's probably gonna be the idea. So Rudy's got his guy. You think he's gonna take them, and hopefully next week continue on this thing. We got Rudy back. Heads are finally done, and they look so much more cleaner than what those over there were. Yep. I got the other one. Yeah. That difference. How rough these cuts were compared to the new ones. these look a lot cleaner, especially because do they paint these?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They clean them. They do. They ultrasonic.
Yeah.
And then after, so when they're done, they give them a small spray.
Nice. Nah, so we are finally done. Rudy, actually, Rudy's finally done putting this motor together. Look at that. Of course, we are missing the valve covers because they're getting polished right now. The guy's just taking a minute to get them done. Otherwise, it would have been here already. We would have been able to put those on. Same with the fuel rails; those are getting polished as well. But you guys can see we got the back timing cover polished, the front one polished. This is the original timing cover that we had on my motor, but we ended up getting this one done. As you guys can see, a lot more shinier than this one that's all pretty dull. But there we have it. And then tell them about the heads, Rudy. What happened with the heads?
Well, I was informed that I guess the valves weren't adjusted how they needed to be. Measurements were all over the place, and then the actual surface where the cylinder head mates with the motor, they just weren't cut right. They were all rough. There were some pieces where I would get my nail cut on it, so yeah, they were all over the place. They were redone. They did the seats again. They did the guides. They did the resurfacing, and they set the measurements all the way that they needed to be the first time. So, you know, that gives us peace of mind, ensuring that, you know, nothing, at least on the top end, is going to go off. So that was some cool stuff.
Yeah. So that's basically gonna be it for today's video, guys. It's basically a long video from footage from we were still back in Santa Barbara when we were doing work on the block. And then the first guy that did the work on the heads, well, they ended up out of business, so there's nothing I could do about that. It just ended up being a waste of money and having to do those heads and then paying to do the other set of heads. So in the next video, hopefully we have the full motor officially all together and ready to go back in Ruby. And then hopefully by then as well, I have the new shop so I can have the car in there and we actually, get started on the process of throwing this thing back in there. All right, guys, so we finally have the motor done. It's been a long time since we actually, got some like real progress done, specifically with the motor, because it has been a while. But motor is finally done and sealed. Now we have it fully built motor, boost ready, and we do have the twin turbos. They're fully rebuilt as well. So rebuilt motor, built, ready for boost, twin turbos, rebuilt, ready to go. And right now, probably next weekend, I'm hoping I need to finish this Supra first. I need to finish that Supra before I could do anything, continuing with the motor work, because customer cars come first before my car. And again, my car is still sitting at the body shop, my friend's body shop, which is the next building over. It's been sitting in the back right now because I got nowhere to put the car. I mean, you guys see all that junk in the behind the bumper and all that stuff. Like, I got nowhere to put the car. So, and if you guys saw my other video, I am gonna be getting a new shop. I'm gonna be getting my very own shop again, because they have, the guys that I share the shop with right now, they have their own business to run and I have my business to run. And then we find ourselves with, needing more space. So I definitely need more space. These guys need more space. So this, I think like 2 stalls over. If you guys have been here to the shop, you guys will see that there's multiple shops around, and 2 stalls down, that one's gonna be available. So it's gonna be a big shop. Finally, I'm gonna have my own shop, my own very big shop. So I'm super excited about it. So the guy that's there right now, I guess you could say he's squatting right now. So there's nothing I can really do about it. The owner's trying to work on getting him out, because my lease was actually supposed to start this month in April, but due to the delays of this guy not leaving, I had to wait until he's out. Had to re-sign lease for the following month. I actually talked to the guy. He said that he's going to be out this month. I don't know if he really is or isn't, but until he gets out, I can't move my car over here so we can finish this and get it in the car, because at this point I want to get the car up and running, and then we'll fix all the cosmetic stuff afterwards. I have to wait until the guy leaves so I can actually start moving all my stuff over there, which isn't really much. It's like from where the fenders are, and not that cart, but this stuff right here, all that is mine. And then, just the mats, the lights, and my 2 toolboxes over there, that's practically mine. This hood, this bumper, and I have random roller wrap on top of that truck. So all that stuff needs to make its way over to the new shop once we get that. In the meantime, I am waiting for the valve covers. The valve covers are getting polished, so those are going to be all nice and done up and looking shiny like the rest of the motor. The manifolds, we'll probably get them on. We'll get the turbos on. The Cosworth, we're going to get this repolished, make it look nice. And we did end up buying aluminum end caps from Bull Boost Performance. That's what the company's called. So these are going to get probably polished as well. Polished with chrome, I'm not sure. Or we could powder coat these in the same purple just to keep that theme going. I ended up doing polish on those bottom ones. But yeah, we're going to get these done. And I like how these actually have this little end part right here. And this one doesn't. It looks like it was masked off or something like that. These are the carbon fiber ones. And eventually I want to get these sanded down and looking nice as well. But I like how this has this little mounting point, so I think I'm gonna mount the fuel pressure regulator onto this thing instead of having it on the firewall, since the firewall is all shaved and painted now. So can't wait for this thing to be back in the car looking as shiny as it is right now with the white, with the purple paint, because we did paint the engine bay to match this wrap, because we are going to be keeping this color for a while. So much more to come, guys. I hope you guys stick around. But again, thank you guys for always supporting the channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.